But this week, Brian Daboll's emotions outburst after Jackson Dart's debut, rushing touchdown for the Giants. He said, "That's our fucking guy." Set the tone for the team, desperate for stability at quarterback. Dart, the rookie out of Ole Miss, replaced Russell Wilson after a 0-3 start and immediately led the Giants to a 21-18 upset over the undefeated Chargers, and that's a big win. They are good. The Chargers are not playing this season. Despite losing top receiver Malik Neighbors to injury, Dart finished with 165 total yards and 2 touchdowns, and Daboll's post-game bear hug underscored the hope he brings to East Rutherford. Meanwhile, the Browns made headlines by benching Joe Flacco, despite his playoff heroics last year for rookie Dylan Gabriel. Flacco was candid, admitting, "I don't think I foresaw it." After a rough start with 6 interceptions in 4 games. I don't know how you didn't see it. You should have seen it like them defensive backs been seeing them interceptions. Cleveland hopes Gabriel can jumpstart an offense averaging just 14 points per game. Both teams are betting on youth. Will it pay off, or are more shakeups on the horizon? Now, I think Jackson Dart is going to be a good quarterback. You know, like for that your first game against the Chargers defense that have not been playing any games this year. Hey, 21 points on the Chargers' head. Hey, the Raiders couldn't even do that. Geno been in the league for how long? He couldn't even do that. Do I want to say give it a couple games first? Yeah. Because I feel like a lot of the times when rookies get a start in the NFL, they don't have much NFL tape on them. And then, you know, some way, somehow they get this a miraculous win. But you know the saying, any given Sunday, you know, it's anyone's game at the end of the day. They're all professionals in the NFL. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna be paying attention to that in the coming weeks. I want to see if Jackson Dart is really the truth for the Giants. And obviously he's a rookie. There is going to be a learning curve, but that I'm glad for the Giants. Heck yeah.
So do you think it's time to move on from these franchise, you know, quarterbacks that been around in the game for a very long time, to give these new quarterbacks an option to do it? Like, say, the Raiders, you know, should they make that move with the Dart and Russell situation?
You know what? I need to see. I don't know what they're waiting to see. Geno, he has flashes of being pretty good, you know, and we've seen Geno in the previous years. He is pretty good, but the interceptions, it seems, have gotten worse. I don't know, like that's like pretty bad. And they had grabbed the Kenny Pickett at the start of the season. So would I be, interested to see what Kenny Pickett can do? If Geno Smith keeps, because there's no reason that they should have lost that Bears game. Genty had a monster game, 3 touchdowns, but you cannot overcome that many turnovers. And it was so bad. He was just eyeing down the receivers, and they knew who he was going to throw it to. They picked him off 4 times, something like that. That's literally horrible. You cannot overcome that.
But that's what I mean, as in just like Joe Flacco having 6 interceptions and Geno already having more than 6 interceptions. Like, can we make a switch? Is there a better way to do that?
I don't know what they're waiting for. I think they just trying to give him a chance. But if he had, honestly, I'm going to say this. If this next game that they play against the Colts, and it does not help because Brock Bowers is out tomorrow, Michael Mayer is out tomorrow, and those are his 2 prime targets that he has. So I don't even know if they're going to base it off of tomorrow's game, because Brock Bowers is a big-time part of the offense. But I will go ahead and say, if he has that many interceptions in this next game, don't be surprised if Kenny Pickett's name gets called.
Right.
And I think also Aiden O'Connell may be close to returning too, if he hasn't already. Yeah. But I'm not really I ain't really feeling Aiden O'Connell like that. Like, he probably a good little backup or whatever, but I would like to see Kenny Pickett get a chance. He ain't been in the league very long. I feel so that'd be interesting to see. So, hey, I wouldn't. We already only got one win. You know what I mean? We already done lost like 3 games.
Yeah.
What do we have to lose here?
Switch it up.
You know, I know, in the NFL, they try not to switch it up too much if they really aren't looking to do that. They gave Geno a big contract in the beginning of the off season or this off season. So they don't want that to be the case.
Okay.
You don't want to pay a quarterback a multi-million-dollar contract at the beginning of, in the off season and then be benching him 4 games into the season. That's not a good look.
Okay. Makes sense.
I
didn't know that.
People got to answer to that. We got a GM that Mark gonna be like, well, what's going on? You paid this man all this money, and y'all benching him. What's going on? Who picked this man up? So we got to also.
I mean, Dart went through top 5 defense, right, with the Chargers too. So that's pretty impressive.
That is impressive.
And then, so what's on Malik Neighbors?
It's looking like he's out for the season, and that is very, very unfortunate. Prayers to him. I hope he has a fast and speedy recovery.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
And what do you think about Gabriel for the?
I'm interested to see how
round
that goes. I mean, I'm interested to see how he plays, how that goes. Is he bring in a dub as well? And sometimes when you bring in a rookie, that just brings in new life to the team. Sometimes the guys around him get excited and pumped up, like, hell yeah, we're gonna do this. Yeah. And they try their best to uplift the rookie, make him feel confident moving forward, because this is very important. Yeah. So.
More of the story, Jess. Finish it off. Go ahead.
Moral of the story is we don't know what's gonna happen this season. Everybody getting injured. Rookies is starting.
Quarterbacks.
We already to the point where we got the Lamars, the Joe Burrows, the Mahomes, looking like the established older quarterbacks in the league. And Dolly was asking, should these older quarterbacks like Flacco and Geno just get the boot? Hey, I mean, as long as they can sling a ball, they probably won't. It's probably gonna have to be a decision of their own. But it's looking like, like I said, they already pushing 30. I'm talking about the Mahomes, the Burrows, the Lamars. So these new guys coming in, the Jaden Daniels, the Jackson Darts, the Gabriel Dillons. We'll see how it goes.
How about Purdy too? Is he's out? Wow.
49er fans, leave y'all comments how y'all feel about Purdy and his performance. Because I ain't gonna lie, I seen Mac Jones. It looked like Mac Jones is eating. It looks like Mac Jones is eating right now. So, hey, maybe they might have a quarterback controversy on their hands, because Mac Jones, he was a top prospect that got drafted by the Patriots, and I just feel like they didn't have the staff or any of that to really grow him while he was with the Patriots. But now that we see him with a stable organization with the 49ers, they may have themselves a franchise quarterback in him. But we'll see moving forward. I know they're not going to walk away from Purdy like that, just like that. But
right.
They just gave Purdy a new deal this offseason as well.
Yes,
so we'll see. We'll keep a close eye on that, because if Mac Jones keep playing how he playing and Purdy still has to deal with that turf toe, which is not something easy for those guys to deal with, especially if Purdy has to take off, run, get hit, or anything like that. Okay,
last question then. During the season, is there a possibility of trades happening between quarterbacks?
They are young quarterbacks.
Even with the huge contracts a year or so? So you want to speak on that?
Quarterbacks, the league already knows, just because you're a top projected rookie doesn't mean it's going to translate in the NFL. If they already have a few seasons of samples on a player and they feel like Purdy, if it didn't work out with Purdy, right, with the 49ers, and they wanted to say, hey, we messing with Mac Jones, he just is the it factor for us, they could trade. I think they could trade Purdy, no problem. No problem. Teams would take him, no problem, because Purdy is still
any other quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And same with if the Browns ended up wanting to trade Shador, I think a lot of people would take him too. Maybe because they didn't pass. They passed up on him in the draft, but I feel like they'd probably take him too.
What about Shador? Okay, let's talk about the Shador. Like, What's going on with him? He is feeling slighted a type of way because he's not.
I mean, like he
Like
said,
he went silent or something.
he knows he is what was he, like the third string quarterback?
Yep.
He knows that. He knows that he wasn't gonna get the call up next if Flacco was messing up or something. Dylan Gabriel's next in line. Shador knows that, and he's gonna keep his head down and keep working like he's been doing.
Right.
So, I mean, that's about it with that. I mean, I ain't really following him like that, but from the little clips that I have seen him, that's what he said, and that's how he's moving. So,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Comment below your thoughts. A lot. What Jess said. Injuries expected a lot. We have how many more weeks to come? So
it is the beginning of the dang season. Ooh,
almost week 5 coming up.
A long road ahead.
Yeah. But yeah, comment below your thoughts.